So first off, you guys hit 1,000 likes easy. Absolutely easily yesterday. So we're doing a double upload today. Again, you know the deal. You get 1,000 likes on this video, double upload tomorrow. Let's see if we can keep that train going. And that is the deal with you guys. So you know the deal. 1,000 likes. Let's do it. So now, one, I already thanked you for 1,000 likes. Holy cow. Two, I was looking through some of your crazy rebuild ideas that I put on my video a few days back. And if you guys missed that video, it's going to be in the top corner up here. But also, I saw, I was kind of going through a bunch of different ideas, and I kind of remembered an idea that was done last year that I wanted to do this year, and that's letting MLB The Show draft my team, and then obviously going through a rebuild that way. So it's a fantasy draft, but MLB The Show is the one that's making all the picks for me, so I think it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. So if you guys are excited about this video, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content, and as always, get in the comment section. And today, I want you to again come up with some crazy rebuild ideas and let them, let your fingers go crazy on the keyboard and let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't followed any of my social media, it's going to be down in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, go and give them a follow. There's also TikTok, there's my Twitch. I said I was going to stream last night and I just got way too tired. So I'm going to try to stream again today. I definitely want to do that. I need to get back into a rhythm. My throat's been a little sore. I think I've just been trying to create too many videos on top of streaming, and then I think I've just been talking too much. So my throat's been a little bit sore. So getting back into a routine, trying to take care of myself a little bit better. We'll hop into it again. And that's about it, guys. Let's get into this MLB The Show drafts my team video. So again, I'm going to make sure ignore budgets is on so that we can have players just drafted all across the teams and we can do crazy trades and stuff. But I'm going to focus on the budget. I'm going to make sure that we stay within budget throughout this entire rebuild. So here we go. We have the 7th pick. That's what I'm talking about. And I guess it doesn't matter though, because I can't pick a player. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hop in to see what players are available, but I'm gonna let MLB The Show draft my team. And so how this is gonna go is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recommend a player, and whatever player is recommended, that's who I gotta pick. That way it's a little bit of a challenge, a little difficult, and let's see what we got. Boom. Cody Bellinger's the player they recommended. There we go. That's our first pick. All right, just a quick little, mid-video wardrobe change. I'm drinking coffee and it's just a little too warm with the hoodie on. So here we go. Second pick. What are we gonna do? Recommend player Josh Donaldson. All right, I guess so. Third pick, Yasmani Grandal. So far, so good. I'm okay with this. Alrighty, here we go. Anthony Rizzo. I mean, the CPU is drafting a winning team. I can already guarantee it. Number 5, we'll kind of take a look at what's still available just to get an idea. There's some pretty good players that are still on the board. Obviously, we've missed out on kind of the all-stars, the creme de la creme. But let's see who they pick us. Kenley Jansen. There were some other players I probably would have rather had. But we'll probably go to we'll probably do 2-3 more picks, and then we'll just let the CPU handle the rest and see what we end up with. I think that's kind of interesting to see. So here we go. Michael Brantley. I would have rather had Jock Peterson. Maybe Charlie Blackmon, Jorge Soler, Mitch Haniger, Trey Mancini. Maybe a starting pitcher. We even haven't had one of those yet. So, I'm starting to freak out a little bit. We don't have any pitching. All right. So what we'll do is we'll go to Jorge Polanco's there. We all know he's a glitching franchise and we're not going to get him. Are you serious? We still don't have any starting pitching. That's another worry about this team. Just what is the CPU doing? So we'll go to round 10 and we'll see how it looks. But we're at 10 rounds almost and we haven't had a single starting pitcher. We still don't have a starting pitcher. It's giving us relievers now, and we have one more pick. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of interested to see what happens here. Last pick, and it gives us David Price. All right, so here we go. We're going to simulate the draft. We're going to let the rest be handled by the CPU, and let's check out this roster. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at what we're working with for the team. Let's check out our budget as well. Oh, wow, we are way under budget, which is going to be tough to work with. So David Price, Miles Michaelis. We got Matthew Boyd, Colin McHugh, Dylan File, and Rick Porcello. You know, like the first three, I'm like, okay, you know what? We're kind of rocking with an okay starting staff. And then you look at like Colin McHugh, Dylan File, Rick Porcello, and I'm like, yikes, that's not looking too fantastic. You look at our relief pitching, and to be honest, you know what? Bullpen, I'm kind of liking it. Presley, Baez, both are pretty good options. Chaz Rowe sometimes actually does quite well in franchise. Ryan Harper, Alex Claudio, Justin Anderson could potentially be a good name to have like season 2, season 3. You got Kenley. So not terrible with the bullpen. Our catchers, we got Grandal and Molina. So Grandal is going to be day one starter for sure. First base, Anthony Rizzo. I like that. Second base, a little weak. We do have Nick Solak there, but we also have like Joe Panic, Greg Garcia. But I feel like maybe Nick Solak's the move there. Third base, we got Josh Donaldson, Gio Urshela, and Asdrubal Cabrera. Not bad options. You know, maybe move Gio to second base maybe. Let him play second base. JD at third. That might be the move. You got Nick Ahmed at short. Good defensive shortstop. We got Aledmys Diaz. Good little backup. You know, left field, Michael Brantley. Not terrible at all. Center field, Cody Bellinger. Thinking more he's a right fielder, but okay, that's fine. And then in right field, we got Nelson Cruz. So, okay. We got the boy Victor Mesa. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. We're winning. It's automatic. We also have Malik Smith as a backup outfielder, so we're winning automatically. Like, we're good to go. So we need to call up somebody else. I'm gonna call up. Do we have an extra outfielder we could call up? I think I saw like Harold Ramirez. Actually, I like Billy McKinney. Sometimes he gets pretty glitchy in franchise. So pitching rotation, this is what we're gonna look like / rock with. It's okay. I definitely want to get rid of some of these big contracts. That's really gonna hinder us in the future. And then when you look at the offensive lineup, it's actually really good. I'm like down for this. Asdrubal at short, I'm not really down for that. But if it wins us games, I guess we could work with it. So there we go. That's the team. I like it. To be honest, CPU didn't do a terrible job. Starting rotation is a little worrisome, but we're first in baseball, so I feel like we're in a good spot. So let's see how it plays out. Let's do one season. And then obviously at the end of the season, we're going to have to make some trades and stuff to make sure we're within budget. Because when you look at it, we do have Yachty coming off the books. That's big. Michael Brantley, Nelson Cruz. So we actually do have some big contracts that are leaving that definitely can help us out, make sure that we're within budget. So let's get through the season. I'll see you guys at the end of it. Whoa. Let's get through this season. I'll see you guys at the end of it. Oh my God. Alrighty, September time. I definitely think we're making the postseason. We were at 500 for quite a bit of the season, so we definitely started to pick things up towards the end of the year. And as you guys can see, we actually might not. We're only at 85 wins. Okay, we made the postseason as a wild card team. Okay, so even though we were first in baseball, we definitely took a step back. The Indians at 15th. I got to check out their roster because they definitely are a team to watch out for. Let's take a look. Eaton, Benintendi, Alonso, they've got some good hitters. That's definitely what's helping them out. Narvaez, Alonso, Benintendi, Eaton, Laureano, you got Justin Turner. So yeah, they've got some really good hitters on their squad. Let's take a look at their pitching. Nola, Eduardo Rodriguez, Rodon, Lester, Hamels. Okay, so yeah, they've kind of got some glitchy players in their team. So no league leaders for us, which is a little disappointing. But you know what? I'm cool with that. I'm definitely going to make some trades this offseason. We got to get within budget. I'm going to make some signings. But I think the big thing for us is we just got to get a little bit younger. I feel like we had a lot of older players. They're going to start decreasing in rating. Was I just going through like the same stats like over and over again? I feel like I didn't even look at pitching stats. I feel like I was just hitting the same. I don't know. Maybe I did go through them just really, really quickly. So we do have a couple Gold Glove awards as well as Delivery Man of the Year. Pete Alonso and Mike Trout were MVPs. We have Cole and DeGrom for Cy Young. Soto and G-Man Choi with the batting title. Will Smith and Kenley Jansen. And then Alex Kirilloff and Yoshi Tsutsugo. Let's take a look at our team. See how we did. Porcello, you know what? We'll pass. We'll accept it. Pedro Baez, pretty good year, 1.1 whip, solid. Chaz Rowe, 1.2, pretty good, low ERA as well. Ryan Harper, 1.05 whip, okay, I like to see that. Alex Claudio, he's our only lefty in the bullpen. I think we should definitely add another one, but for now, I'm liking the way the bullpen looks. 1.3 whip. I definitely can work with that. Yeah, the ERA is a little high, but we're looking pretty good. Ryan Presley, fantastic setup guy. Sub 1 whip. Amazing. Same with Kenley Jansen, sub 1 whip with 52 saves and only 2 blown saves. That's a fantastic year. When you look at the rest of the guys, David Price, not terrible at all. Like, really good year, actually. It sucks that his contract is terrible because I would normally keep him. Miles Michaelis, kind of the same thing. Contract's terrible, but had a really good year. You know, the whip's kind of similar to Michaelis, so I mean, I can't get too upset about it, but not a bad year. Matthew Boyd kind of similar with the 2-3-4s kind of all the same, and then Dylan File. I guess actually David Price was our best pitcher by far, so we definitely have to kind of boost that starting rotation a little bit. When we take a look, Malik Smith, pretty good year in 47 at bats, and then nobody else really had a solid season. Michael Brantley is kind of our leadoff guy. 32 home runs, 14 doubles, pretty solid. You know what? That's a good year, even though he may not have had like the craziest of averages. Had a good OPS, had a good amount of home runs and stuff. Same with Anthony Rizzo, really solid, productive season. Nelson Cruz hit 34 home runs, even though he's dropped down to a 75. And then Cody Bellinger, you know what? In terms of like home runs, he kind of has like a pattern, close to 40, 20, mid-20s, close to 50, mid-20s. So next year he's going to pop off for like 55 home runs. Calling it right now. Josh Donaldson, pretty good year. I might try to bring him. Ooh, we have him for a long time. I forgot about that contract. Might need to look just to get rid of some of these big contracts, man. These are massive. Gio Urshela got a nice amount of RBIs, but I definitely want to see a little bit more from him. Yasmani Grandal, it's just a catcher that's either really hit or miss, so he's probably going to be a player I look to trade because I feel like we can get another catcher in return. Asdrubal Cabrera is probably going to move to the bench if we do keep him, but that's if we do keep him. And then Nick Ahmed, pretty quiet year. Definitely want to look to improve on the shortstop position. So season 1, let's sim it, see how it goes. We won 3-2, and then obviously David Price was one of our best pitchers, so I want him in the mix ASAP. So here we go against the Orioles. Man, when was the last time they were in the postseason? But we are facing elimination, and game 5, I'll play this one out. Let's see how it goes. We are only going to do 3 seasons for this rebuild, so I felt like we should probably, probably play this one out, see how it goes. And then against Kershaw again, so that's a bit of a problem, but they have Reynolds, Seager, Bregman, Olsen, Peralta. That's actually a good team. That's a really solid team. I like that team. No wonder why they're in the postseason. They've definitely have a squad on them. So that was tough. Four runs that inning, and Kershaw's obviously keeping us at bay. It's 5-0, and things are looking a little grim at this point, unless our offense just Miles Michaelis. It's just one of those days for you, I guess. It looks like we're gonna have to definitely strengthen the starting pitching. I feel like it's just not good enough, It's a 10. Oh, I left him in way too long, but the game was over. We got shut out. A complete game shutout for Kershaw. That's where our season ends, and that's pretty tough. The Orioles did win though, so it kind of makes sense. They're a top team. Looking at their team, they're really good. So we definitely need to turn things around. So nobody retired that I expected, like Yadi or anything like that. But let's keep moving forward. Exclusive negotiations. Who do we go here? To be honest, Pedro Baez, I'm cool with doing like my usual little club option type deal. Michael Brantley, I feel like we can get someone that's younger, gonna develop and be a very similar run producer. Anthony Rizzo though, I feel like we can do kind of like it's gonna be a big contract, but let's just do that. That way we don't have to worry about first base going forward. And the rest of the guys actually have some pretty big contracts, so I'm gonna let them go. I don't really want to keep them around. I'd rather have the money to spend to improve the team somewhere else. So 40-man, I'm gonna put my dude Victor Mesa. I didn't even realize we had Yusei Kikuchi on the team as well. Wow, we definitely need to trade him. Yeah, we definitely need to trade him. Figure out some of these bigger contracts. Like, I'm probably gonna trade Yasmani Grandal, and then that'll definitely open up some money for us. So let's take a look at arbitration. to be honest, I'm down to give everybody arbitration here. Maybe not if they're in like the 1 or 2 million category, but for the most part, I'm gonna handle or just give everybody a contract. Kind of the same thing here, just give everybody a contract so we don't have like an empty farm system. And then when we look at this, I definitely want to improve the pitching. How did Alex Wood do? Not amazing. So it's looking like we're gonna have to trade for a pitcher. Bullpen was pretty solid as we like what we had, so I'm okay with maybe just like bringing in another lefty through a trade. First base, we have Rizzo. Second base, we definitely need to improve, even though we do have Gio Urshela. So I guess we could rock with Urshela at second still. Shortstop, I did want to improve on, and this would be a good one. Marcus Semien or even Andrelton Simmons. Okay, maybe Marcus Semien would be the option. Left field, any good outfielders available? It's looking like we're going to have to do some work through trades. So that's the offseason. Alrighty, so the trade I found not only gives us a really good starting pitcher, but it also gives us kind of a decent outfielder that's kind of glitchy. So no, we're not trading Cody Bellinger, but we're trading Yasmani Grandal and Miles Michaelis. And you're probably thinking, well, why are you getting rid of a starting pitcher if you need a starting pitcher? Well, because it dumps $35 million of salary onto the White Sox. Yes, we're taking in 16, but we're getting Sevy and Ender Inciarte. Not a bad little pickup, and I feel like that's a pretty good opening of salary for us, and it also gives us a really good pitcher. All right, so we're gonna be starting season 2 with a big trade for an outfielder, and that was kind of an area I felt like we definitely needed to improve. We're gonna go for Austin Meadows, and you're probably thinking, okay, what's the plan here? All right, so I looked at left fielders. I tried so hard to get Yordan Alvarez, and we just don't have the prospects or the 8 potential players to do it. And I was looking for like a left fielder, and I was like, well, Austin Meadows, you know, he's an okay outfielder. He's not crazy good in terms of fielding. Obviously, hitting the ball, he's unbelievable. But I was like, man, who could we get that's kind of got like a okay contract to work with? And I was like, Austin Meadows is a good shout. So we're gonna get rid of Billy McKinney or Elvis Martinez and then Josh Donaldson, and we're gonna bring in Austin Meadows. We're gonna move Bellinger to right. Ender Inciarte, obviously we traded for him. He's gonna be our center fielder, and then we're gonna have Austin Meadows in left field, or we could move Inciarte to left, let Bellinger stay in center, and then keep Austin Meadows in right. That's not, you know, that's not really that big of an issue. The thing now is we have a gaping hole at third base, and we don't really have anybody to cover that spot unless like Gio Urshela goes there, but then now we need a DH, right? So Didi Gregorius is gonna play shortstop for us. I think for the meantime that's an okay move. We'll see how that goes, but I definitely want to find that new third baseman or possibly DH. So let's go try to find that, because we don't have anybody in the farm system that can do that for us. All right, here we go. I've seen Yoshi Tsutsugo take off in so many franchise, so might as well let's give him a shot. Yoshi Tsutsugo is gonna be that new DH third baseman for us, with Harold Ramirez, Kevin Maitan, and JJ Schwartz making way. So that's it. That's the moves I want to make. Yoshi Tsutsugo coming in. That's another lefty bat. We have quite a few of them now that I'm looking at it, which could potentially cause a problem. I definitely should. That's a lot of lefty bats. Holy cow. Even our bench is lefty heavy. And then when you look at our pitching rotation, I brought in Mike Minor and then Kevin Gausman as a long reliever. But the bullpen did really well last year. I'm going to keep it, and I want to leave this as is. We'll take a look at our budget. We're actually pretty healthy, 1.5 almost. Kenley Jansen is a free agent. Ryan Presley, Ender Inciarte. So we'll have some money to spend. We'll have some money to bring in players that we want to keep and kind of extend contracts. So with season 2, I definitely expect us to be a playoff team. We'll take a look. We're 3rd in baseball. Obviously losing like the rating of Josh Donaldson and a couple other players does hurt us, but for the most part, I'm really happy with the team. Alrighty, September time, we're doing a little bit better than we were last year for sure. And I definitely think it has to do with like bolstering the starting rotation. On top of that, I feel like we've got a lot better like glitchy players in the lineup. So here we are, 97 wins, and we fell one short of 100, but we still won the division, taking on the Angels. And I almost simmed too far, so good thing I didn't. League leaders, we had a few. I kind of skipped through them, and now it's postseason playoff leaders, so I can't really show you guys the league leaders there, so I'm sorry about that. We'll take a look at awards. Gold Glove, and we'll do MVP was Gleyber Torres on the Red Sox. Yikes. Mike Trout again. Marcus Stroman was the Cy Young along with Chris Sale. Altuve and Mike Trout were batting title winners. Kirby Yates and Giovanni Gallegos reliever of the year. Rookie of the year went to Hunter Green and Jose Lopez. So okay, All right, let's take a look at standings. And we won the division by 21 games. Okay. And we're 12th in baseball now. So we've fallen off, which is interesting to think about. We'll take a look at our pitching staff, see how things are looking. Gosman had a 4.46 with the 1.4 whip. You know, the whip's a little high. Chaz Rowe had a 5 ERA, so we definitely need to replace Chaz Rowe. The whip also went up, so that's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Alex Claudio, the whip dropped, the ERA dropped. Like to see that. Ryan Harper, pretty similar to what he did last year. ERA went down a little bit, but the whip went up a little bit, but still pretty similar numbers, so I'm not upset by that. Pedro Baez got way better. He halved his whip, he halved the ERA. Pretty solid. I mean, the whip wasn't exactly halved, but it still dipped quite a bit. Ryan Presley somehow got even better than what he did last year, which is crazy to think about. And then Kenley Jansen, same thing. You know, the ERA did go up, the whip did go up, but he still was phenomenal. 50 saves with 2 blown saves. We'll take a look at Luis Severino really quick. Really similar year to what he did last year. Very happy with that. David Price, you know what? It's not too far off what he did last year, so it's not terrible. Mike Minor, ooh, wow. Yikes. Okay. Matthew Boyd, okay. I like to see that. Have the ERA. The whip dropped by 0.3. Love it. And then Dylan File, pretty similar to what he did last year. So I thought we really bolstered this rotation, but it looks like we didn't really do that at all. So that's disappointing. Nick Solak, 307 average in 215 at-bats, almost a 900 OPS. That's a solid season. He might be making his way at second base pretty soon. I might even do that now. I think I'm going to do that now. I'm going to let Solak be our second baseman. It looks like they sent someone down, but then brought somebody back up. You know, in 7 at-bats, he actually did quite good. Malik Smith kind of was a platoon center fielder / left fielder. Was okay. Pretty, you know, meh. Aledmys Diaz, we already looked at his stats, but there they are again. And then Grayson Grainer, not a bad year in a limited amount of appearances. Ender Inciarte hit 250. I was kind of hoping for a little bit better. His contract does run out, though, so we'll probably let him go. When we look at Gio Urshela, 271, 733 OPS. So definite improvement from last year. On base percentage went up, slugging percentage went up, solid. Cody Bellinger, 40 home runs, almost a 300 average, almost an 1,000 OPS. Yes. Yoshi, pretty similar stats to last year, but that means it's a good thing. So I like seeing that. Didi Gregorius, 33 home runs, 102 RBIs. You know, the average may have dipped, the OPS may have dipped, but still really good run production. Like to see it. Anthony Rizzo's up to a 87, had a great year, a career year. Yes, that's amazing. Nick Solak, we already looked at his stat. James McCann stepped in pretty similar to what he did last year. Might need to look for an upgrade at the catching spot. And I don't know why Austin Meadows is so low in the lineup. I definitely moved him up, but definitely Morales stepping in here. But we can see the contract was a bit of an issue, but good amount of doubles, good amount of home runs, RBIs are there. Definitely expect him to kind of take off next year, and we'll move him up in the lineup for sure. Don't know where, maybe in that 5 spot, but we're going to have to get him more involved in the lineup. So here we go. What are we going to do against the Astros? And we advance. We're going to take on the Athletics now, which, okay, it's a good matchup for us, I would assume. I mean, it's going to be a tough one. They made the postseason, so obviously they're a good team, but oh, wow. So we're 1 game away from elimination. We're 2 games away from a World Series. Let's quick manage it. Let's see if we can get that win, move on to game 7, and see if we can get to that World Series. Series, or just get to the World Series, I should say. So looking at their team, Byron Buxton, Starlin Castro, Arenado, Peterson, Blackman, definitely got some power hitters in the lineup, so we're gonna have to be on the top of our game. Yoshi goes lefty and takes him deep. 2-run lead for us, and so far so good. I didn't even see Dansby Swanson at the bottom of their lineup. Okay, so hopefully we can add here. Bases are loaded for McCann. He brings in 2, and we're up 4-0. I will take that for sure. Sevy grand slam by Starlin Castro. Really? Well, that's tough. That's tough. I definitely should have taken him out a little bit sooner, but come on. We get out of that inning. We're down 1, but I definitely think our offense is good enough to bring it back. Got runners on the corners. Couldn't get the run in there. D. Gregorius comes in clutch. That's solid. So here we go. We're going to go to our lefty, Claudio, and he can't get us out of this. We're down 1 once again. That's tough. We're going to go to our righty here, Presley, in the 8th. Another run scores, and we're down 2. We got 2 more opportunities to get back into the game. Austin Meadows does it. Now a guy on 3rd. Hit by pitch. A walk. Bases are loaded for Gio. He brings in 2, and a double play. Kind of slows us down, but okay, we got a 3-run lead. Love to see it. Let's bring in Kenley, and he closes the door. That was back and forth. That was insane. Like back and forth, ups and downs all over the place. Didn't really like that. That was a little bit too much. So here we go. Game 7 to head to the World Series. Oof. How are we going to do here? So obviously we already know their lineup. They brought Kenta Maeda to face us and couldn't score there. They score, and we could potentially be in some trouble. Obviously it's still early. We're only down 1. But we've only had 1 hit through 2 hits through 3 innings. We definitely need to get that offense rolling. Can't really afford to just go quietly every single inning. Gio Urshela gets us on the board, and we have a 2-1 lead. Yes, perfect. JB Buskauskas comes in. Oh, okay, that was a little early. I mean, I feel like that was a little early. David Price is done through 7. We still have that 2-1 lead. Haven't been able to expand it. Let's go to Baez, and gets us out of that. Perfect. A double to start the inning, and then nothing. That's disappointing. Kenley Jansen, I need you to just go 1, 2, 3, no problems. Boom. We're going to the World Series and taking on the Giants. Didn't the Giants go to the World Series last year? So this is definitely going to be a good matchup for us. We're going to move Sevy up a spot, and then David Price up a spot as well. So here we go. World Series against the Giants, and so far so good. We won the World Series in season 2. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go take a look at that roster for the Giants though, because that was their 2nd World Series appearance. So they clearly have a holy cow. Whoa. Fulmer, Soroka, Bumgarner, Daniel Norris, Jose Lopez. They got Reynaldo Lopez. They got Clase, who had a great postseason. Diego Castillo, Nick Anderson. What is their lineup if their pitching is that stacked? That's insane. Puig, Scope, Real Muto, Luke Voigt, De Jong, Wilmer Flores. So they've got some just kind of players that just hit the ball really well and just kind of work really well, I should say. So Minor, great postseason. Boyd, postseason was amazing. Severino, highest ERA, but the whip's still around 1.2. David Price had a great postseason. Looking at our bullpen, you know what? Yeah, some high ERAs. The whips were pretty low though, so I like to see it. Ender Inciarte did his job at the leadoff spot. Perfect. Gio Urshela had a fantastic postseason. And realistically, no one was like super quiet. Austin Meadows had his moment, but that home run against the Athletics was clutch to tie it up at 7. So I mean, I'll take it. Playoff MVP was Urshela, and Aledmys Diaz, World Series MVP. Really? I'll take it though. A World Series is in the books. We got it. We got 1 more season to try to win a back-to-back World Series, and we'll see if we can do it. So let's see. Exclusive negotiations. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this as... I didn't mean to take that, actually. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to take the Baez one. I didn't mean to take Miners because Miners was actually kind of bad. So that was a tough one. I'm going to do just a 1-year deal for Claudio. Ender Inciarte, I'm going to let walk. Kevin Gausman, I'm going to decline. I'm going to decline that one too. I want one of these guys back. And I feel like Presley's probably the better option, but he wants to be a closer. Can't promise that because I might go out and get a better closer. I'm going to take Didi's because he was fantastic. We'll take James McCann for now, and I feel like the rest of the guys can walk. Crazy to let Kenley Jansen walk, but that's the move. And I know I was all over the place for that, but sorry. I got a little confused after I accidentally accepted the Mike Minor deal. So arbitration-wise, here we go. Let's just give it to everybody. I feel like everybody's a key part of the squad, or at least going to keep the rosters full. And then contracts wise, we'll give it to everybody there. And then free agents. Definitely need a good starting pitcher because I feel like that was a little lackluster. We're going to trade Mike Minor right now. I'm actually going to go find a trade for him now just so that we can see if we can get a better pitcher. And then looking at the rest of the options, Didi was great. Third base, we have Urshela, who is fantastic for us. And we also have Yoshi. Left field, we have Austin Meadows, or we could sign somebody because in center field, we have Cody Bellinger. And then in right field, we could use Austin Meadows. I mean, we could just get another free swinger, Michael Conforto, Jorge Soler. We could get like Corey Dickerson's usually kind of glitchy. We do need a righty hitter though, so I think it has to be Soler if we do go for someone that just hits absolute home runs for a job. So we'll figure something out. I feel like we're gonna have to make a couple trades, but let's go do that Mike Minor trade first. So the trade we're gonna do is Jaime Barria and Mike Minor for Marco Gonzalez. Pretty similar to what Mike Minor was doing. I'll show you his stats really quickly. You know, actually he had a pretty good year last year. 2 years ago he did struggle, but last year pretty solid season. 1.2 WHIP, 3.3 ERA, really good. A lot better than what Minor did. He had like a 5 ERA, 1.5 WHIP. So slots perfectly in that like 3 spot, and then we'll figure out what we do with the rest of the squad. Definitely need to find a new closer now, so that's kind of my number one priority. The only trade I'm going to make for season 3 is we're going to acquire a new starting pitcher just to kind of round out the rotation. Jose Urquidy for Dylan File and Raimel Tapia. That's going to be the move, and I think that's it. Like, you're going to look at this team and you're going to be like, we're winning it all once again. So this is a squad. Severino, Boyd, Gonzalez, Price, and Urquidy. We got Peacock, who is a new addition. Claudio, Hansel Robles, Baez, Harper, Doolittle, and Presley. Obviously, we let Kenley Jansen, that's his name, Kenley Jansen, go to a different team. And we look at the lineup, we have Rizzo, Urshela, Bellinger, Soler, Austin Meadows, Yoshi Tsutsugo, Malik Smith, D. Gregorius, and James McCann. So a couple changes, obviously. You know, Jorge Soler is a new one, but I feel like this is a good round lineup. Again, a lot of lefties. I tried to change it. I just feel like we're fine how we are. So Anthony Rizzo as a leadoff hitter, kind of crazy, but it's gonna work. It's gonna work. It has to work, right? So that's the team. I really like it. I think we're winning another World Series. That's basically what I'm gonna say. And here we are, 7th overall in baseball. That's a lie. We're gonna be number 1 by the end of the season. I'll see you guys there, and let's win 2 World Series in a video for once. And it's been a while, so I need to make it happen. All right, here we are. Season's almost over, and we finished with 92 wins. We're a wild card team. So, yikes. We're taking on the Rangers, though. So let's take a look at league leaders. No league leaders. Disappointing to say the least. But I definitely think we're still a playoff team, so we definitely did well. But we'll take a look and see where it all kind of went downhill from there. So pitching wise, I only see Luis Severino up there. Couple low loss pitchers, and then saves wise I don't see. Oh, we're at 7. Okay, so I mean, it's not terrible. I just feel like we maybe underperformed a bit. When we look at Gold Glove, Bellinger, Acuna on the Yankees, that's insane. Strasburg won MVP. Cy Young, Paddock, and Strasburg. Benintendi and Bogarts for batting title. Reliever of the year went to Craig Kimbrell and Shane Green, and then Sam Huff and Forrest Whitley were your Rookie of the Year. That's what it's called. So we lost the division by 10 games to the Indians, who were number 2. So I definitely want to take a look at their squad, see what they're rocking with. Peacock was solid, 1.19 whip. Alex Claudio was fantastic. The whip's at 1.2. The ERA's low. Hansel Robles, very similar numbers. Love to see it. Pedro Baez. Oh boy. Yikes. High whip, high ERA. Same with Harper. What? Why? You know, Sean Doolittle was fantastic. Very low whip, very low ERA. And the same with Ryan Presley. Very good. So 4 blown saves, but it's still really good year. Low whip, low ERA. Perfect. Severino, solid season. Matthew Boyd, the whip's low. The ERA's not terrible. It's not great, not terrible. Marco Gonzalez, kind of the same thing. Not great, not terrible. A little bit of a high whip. And Urquidy, low ERA. Whip's kind of high. So, I mean, again, pretty disappointed with the starting rotation outside of Luis Severino. Looking at our bench, Nick Solak looks pretty solid. Good average. What was his on-base percentage? 350. Okay. So it did dip a little bit from last year, but OPS slugging percentage about the same. And then when we look at the rest of the bench, pretty meh. When we look at Anthony Rizzo as a leadoff hitter, 40 home runs, 107 RBIs, 300 average, 920 OPS. Like, that's just insane. Urshela at 240. So a little bit of a dip from last year. The run production is pretty similar though, so I'm not going to freak out about it. Cody Bellinger had a very, very good year. Gotta love it. He does become a free agent this year though, so that would be a bit of a problem because I think we're pretty tight on the budget. Jorge Soler, 41 home runs, 125 RBIs. Solid. Austin Meadows hit almost 40 home runs. Gotta love it. 102 RBIs. So this 3-4-5 is scary. You got Yoshi right behind him too with 23 home runs. I'll take it. Malik Smith actually had 14 home runs. Okay. A little bit of a power boost in his numbers. Just a little bit, you know. D. Gregorius with 24, 85. Still a pretty productive season. And James McCann had 12 home runs. So pretty similar to what he's been putting up. So not bad. I do want to take a look at the Indians roster, see if it's changed at all. Starting rotation, kind of the same 4. And then their bullpen looks pretty scarce. So I'm kind of wondering what their lineup's going to look like. Because if their pitching staff isn't that scary, what's going to be on here? Benintendi, Alonso, Narvaez, Laureano. They have Seager, Dickerson. Okay. Yolmer Sanchez is down there on the bench. They got quite a few hitters as well. So yeah, I mean, I can understand why they're a pretty solid team. They definitely have some really good players on them. So here we go. Last season, last chance at glory. Can we do it taking on the Rangers? So Severino is going to take the mound. Looking at their lineup, Bryce Harper, Christian Pache, Jesse Winker, Josh Bell, Correa, Danny Santana, Kingery. So definitely some good hitters on the line or on their team in their lineup. They do have Robbie Ray, which is kind of a problem since we have a lefty heavy lineup. Definitely could be a problem for us. But we just got our first hit, and there we go. James McCann. Was it James McCann that got us on the board? I don't think that's right. I think it was Austin Meadows that got us on the board. So there we go. All right, we got out of that. I was a little worried there for a second. Had to go. Oh, it's Domingo Santana, not Danny Santana. Okay, but he goes deep. We're down we're up 2-1. Now we're up 3-1, and Sevy is gonna come out here, and we're gonna go Robles. Gives us a run, or it gives them a run, but Urshela gets us it back. They're gonna bring in Diekman. Obviously, they're gonna try to go lefty heavy against us, but so far so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And couldn't extend the lead. We have a 4-2 lead. We're gonna go Ryan Presley, and he's gonna shut the door. Perfect. And we are taking on the Orioles. Ooh, another rematch against the Orioles. So let's go. Let's go like that. So Matthew Boyd's gonna get the start for game 1 of the series. We're gonna lose 2-9. And then we're going to lose 6-7. Yikes. Man, the Orioles have just been good throughout this entire rebuild, which is obviously not the same for real life. But Severino is going to be on the mound. We're going to look at their lineup. Pham, Bregman, Reynolds, Olsen, Peralta, Trevor Story. Holy cow. Talk about a team. So we're facing Henderson Alvarez, one of my favorite pickups for franchise. Just a really good option. And so far, still a 1-0 game. Things are looking a little rough. I mean, we're getting hits. It's just we're not taking advantage of them. So Sevy gets us 5. Is good enough. He's running on short rest, but we're gonna have to turn to Peacock. Hopefully he can, give us 1 or 2 innings. Rizzo gets on, but it's looking like the heart of our lineup's just really quiet right now. I mean, 0 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 2, 0 for 2. Like, it's just not a good spot. There we go. Meadows starts us off right. We get that run back thanks to Malik Smith. Can we get a sac fly here? And we're up. That's what we needed. That was big. We're going to go to Doolittle. Perfect 1-2-3 inning. And obviously we're going to go to Presley to shut the door. Okie dokie. Let's go Robles. 2-run score. We're down to... Okay. So Alvarado comes in, face Austin Meadows. He's out. Yoshi's out. Malik Smith is out. And that is our season. Talk about sadness, huh? So that's going to be the MLB The Show Drafts My Team rebuild. I'm not even going to look at the stats. You know what the team looks like. We had a really good team. Just probably went a little bit too lefty heavy. I feel like that definitely hurt us. And on top of that, probably could have invested a little bit more in the starting rotation, and we just didn't do that. So that was another thing that caused us some problems. But that's gonna be the end of it. I hope you did enjoy it. Again, you know the drill, guys. 1,000 likes on this video and we will do a double upload tomorrow. After this, once this video goes live, I'm obviously gonna have another video ready for you guys later tonight. So I hope you are looking forward to that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to the channel and enjoy MLB content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've been uploading every day and I'd love for you to join the community here. Other than that, guys, get in the comment section and let me know your crazy rebuild ideas. That's it, guys. There's gonna be 2 videos on screen now. Go check them out if you've missed them. One of them is my most recent video and then the other one's gonna be one that YouTube suggests you check out. And that's it. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.